South Korea's National Security Council convened to discuss the U.S. presidential election and necessary strategies depending on who wins. The top office plans to further develop the strong alliance regardless of the election outcome. Kim Min-ji brings the highlights from that session.
South Korea's top office has vowed continued cooperation with the U.S. to advance their relations and for the peace process on the peninsula, based on their strong bilateral alliance. This comes following a session of the National Security Council and a meeting of ministers in charge of foreign affairs and security, chaired by President Moon Jae-in on Thursday. The top office added that diplomatic authorities of both sides will maintain communication and consultations in a stable manner and proceed with diplomatic agendas that have already been scheduled. The presidential office said earlier on Thursday that South Korea will maintain its strong alliance with the U.S., regardless of who is elected as president. The Blue House is patiently awaiting the outcome, as it is expected to have an impact on several critical issues, including the denuclearization talks with North Korea and the defense cost-sharing negotiations between Seoul and Washington. President Moon has had no public appearances scheduled for the past 2 days, most likely to focus on what strategy South Korea will have to take, depending on who claims the White House. Although the current vote count is in favor of Joe Biden, with the Donald Trump campaign taking legal action, it may take some time before anything is finalized. Amid the election developments, Seoul's Foreign Minister Kang Kyung-hwa will make a 4-day visit to the U.S. next week. She will sit down with U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo to reaffirm the bilateral alliance as well as discuss ways to advance denuclearization efforts on the peninsula. However, there may be limitations as to how much progress South Korea can make, depending on the election outcome. Kang is also expected to meet with other top officials from Congress and from academic circles. Whether she'll meet with officials from the Biden camp will remain to be seen, with nothing decided for sure at this point. Kim Min-ji, Arirang News.